amongst your group of 3, somebody volunteer to go first. You're going to tear a bow apart and put it back together, one step at a time. The other 2 people, it's not chatty Cathy BS time. It's pay attention to what's going on and help. Let the one guy operate what he's doing and watch what he's doing. By the time the second one goes around, you can start going at your own pace. And what I need from everybody, once we get through the first one, is help and raise your hand. Okay? So once we start through the process, and I feel like you've seen it once, you don't remember, your teammates don't remember, just raise your hand and we'll run aside. There are 3 workstations here, 3 workstations there, and 3 workstations down there. Michael, are you down there? So Michael's running that station, I'm running the middle, and Justin's running the front. That's who's going to instruct and show you what we're doing. There's also a couple other guys rolling around just making sure you're covered and doing things okay. One step at a time on the first one. It's going to take a while to do the first one. You're going to take a string off, 1, a cable off, a yoke off, etc. as you go, okay? So the first one, you're going to have to be patient, but you are doing it yourself. We are not doing it for you. Once you get the strings off and on, put a loop on, set a peep in, we'll run it through paper, finish your settings, and then we're going to fill out one of these cards. There are 3 cards in every workstation, and I set down a box of pens, and I'll get pens in every workstation for you. We're going to pull the bow, the drawboard back. We only have 3 measuring tapes, so each workstation group of 3 has a measuring tape. You need to share it. You're going to need to measure sight, make, and model, peep to arrow length, peep to pin length. Arrow weight he's going to measure out there, so you need to take this card out with you when you go outside to sight in your bow and get your sight tapes printed. Okay, and Tristan's going to take care of that out there. But you have to have the perimeters up here before you go. Now, when you are done first, if you go first, you go outside and sight your bow back in. That doesn't mean it's playtime for the rest of the day. Get your sight tape printed, get your ass back in here and help your teammates. You are a team, you work together, you are not done till everybody's done. If I catch you running up on the hill shooting 3Ds and you still got teammates down here, no fun for you. Okay? This is a team deal. These are your friends, these are your brothers, work with them and help them, period. All right, so decide who's going first, grab your bow and get into the press. Do not press your bow until your team leader tells you it's okay to. You understand? Let's go! Okay, so when you're running these fingers down, just line it up
in the knot,
in the grooves, and then move them together so you're getting an even pressure, but not touching the cam because we need to be able to move the cam.
Okay.
So hold the boat, move them in just a little bit, and then there's a tension here, and we need it to be kind of similar. Why's that not wanting to line up quite right?
Oh, you mean push the fingers in? Okay.
Yeah, the fingers themselves.
I got you.
Yeah, that one looks okay. Go ahead and tighten the press a little bit.
Okay.
Give it a pull. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop. All right, so you see how this one's not tight? And check those. We want to make sure that's even there. Yeah, see how we're a little uneven here?
Yeah.
Yeah, adjust those so they're all 4 are touching relatively equally. Okay. All right, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want them touching, and that is touching, that's touching. Okay, so you should be able to go ahead and press it to where your strings are loose. I go.
Now whenever you're doing
Now as long as you can move that, that's all you need.
You don't need anything else.
Do not need anything else. Now go ahead and disconnect your bowstring. I'll be right back. Those are relatively in line.
One question.
Yes, sir.
Why are we doing the bottom cam first?
Because it attaches in here.
On the
so
end board,
in order,
we have to get to
yeah,
it.
in order to get it back in, you have to put this one in first.
I got you.
So that's why we're doing that one first.
I just didn't know if there was a different reason other than
Nope, and there's a little piece here that you don't want to lose.
Oh, I see.
Now you see this little glorious magnet tray?
Yep.
That's why I put magnet trays up here. Okay, so we need to get that axle out. The easiest way to do this, we're going to go ahead and make life easy on everybody. We're going to go ahead and unhook that.
Okay.
We're going to back the weight off of it.
Okay.
It makes the life a ton easier when you're trying to get that axle out.
I got you.
Now, take your Allen wrench, because I am very much a very less tools person.
Push it out.
Push your axle out. Pull your cam up.
Cam's up.
All right, set it on the green tray right there.
Just the way it is.
Yeah, it's unhooked.
Okay.
Just lay it just like that. Okay, time to open your strings and cables and find a yoke and a control cable. Do not unpaper clip them. Okay, because if you unpaper clip them, you're not holding it, they may untwist. You understand?
Is there a right or wrong way to open it?
No, and the cables are identical, right? There's not an upper cable and a lower cable. They're the same. Okay, so find a yoke and a cable, and we're going to redo that in a second now that you've gotten it out. Don't have to worry about these untwisting because there's very little string in them. They're not really going to untwist. This is the one you got to be cautious of untwisting. Okay, so as soon as you unhook this, do you want to hold that? Now, do not hesitate as you're going through this to ask a teammate to hold something for you. Say, hey, grab this for me while I do this, because if God made us superior, we'd have a tail with 2 fingers, and we wouldn't need that. But unfortunately, we're not. We lost that in the gestation period for some reason. Normally, these aren't this much of a pain, but it will line up. Your axle also didn't want to come out either. So, come on. All right, I got this. There we go. Somebody want to grab that and tap it when I tell you to? Move your finger. Go for it. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, hold the limb perfect. Come on, you bugger. Oh, I hate you. I'm gonna let this come out just a little bit so I can see it and see if I can get it to pop in. There it goes.
There we go.
Okay.
Boom. All right.
All right. So now I've got that shoved through your riser and bent over so it doesn't untwist. All right. So take that screw out, disassemble that, do the same thing, get the other pieces out. I will come back and check on you in a minute. If at any point you're not sure what you're doing and your teammates can't help you through it, stop, raise your hand. Okay? Cool. Be right back. Does not matter if it's up or down. Pull through here. This is what will untwist, that won't. Okay? So now I'll put that, since God didn't make me with a tail with 2 fingers, I'll put it in my mouth. Remember, look at your cams, right? You took it off. There's a module side and a non-module side. Look at the other one that's still in here. The modules have to be on the same side of the bow. So that's the module, so we know it goes this way because that one's that way. You take this, loop it around there, here. Don't worry about anything being in a groove functionally at this point because there's not any pressure on it. It's just going to fall out anyway. So you spend all your time trying to make this perfect and then set it over there and it falls out and you're like, ah. Okay, axle. Go around to the back side. Once we get this through here, line it up. All right, so now you just got to line up the hole.
Okay.
So try to jostle it a little bit until she lines up decent. All right, you're through the one.
Yep.
Now you just got to kind of shimmy the other. If you can't get it, there you go.
There it is.
If you can't get it to go in, pull your phone out, turn your light on, and look down on the hole, and you can see them not lined up. So now,
If that happens,
that's perfect. It's great.
Can you tighten or loosen this at that point? Or?
You can if it's not, but you should be able to grab the cam and move it and force it to line up. So then take this end so it doesn't unserve, put it right through your riser, and then bend it like that, and it'll stay there and it won't untwist. Do the same thing there.
Okay.
All the way to pulling it out. You can even put it back together if you feel confident. When you get to a point that you're not comfortable, stop and raise your hand.
How tight is this?
We're not going to screw that back together yet.
Okay.
But it's just you put wrench on one side, wrench on the other side, twist it till it stops, and give it one little nothing crazy. Because those fuckers strip out, and you do not want to have to try to get that out of there with a strip screw head. So, and how you tell you got enough pressure on it is you keep going until the cam looks like the position it was in when you started.
Oh, that one, okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
so now you look where the lobe is. It's not quite rotated correctly, so we're going to go a little bit more. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, so that should be about enough pressure to put the string back on.
So you
so
want
go ahead and
these points to touch each other?
yeah, so the string will sit on here and not push hard into it and not be touching at the end. So this is just an idea, okay? We'll figure it out when we put the string on. Go ahead and grab your other cable, put it back in. If everything looks right to you, go ahead and put the string on, have your teammates check and make sure it looks right.
And it's going to pop off again. I'm going to be
It's okay.
cussing.
It's okay. You're still in the press. Nothing's going to blow up. If you look at the top and the bottom, there is a top and a bottom. One side will have a little tail in it for your peep. The other side will have a little piece of serving right here, or the one serving will come up so far it'll come up to here. That's the difference on which one you hook on. Goes on the groove side there. Hook it on. Do not let the pressure off the press until I look at it. Okay? Lovely. Yep. Yep. Go ahead and let it off. Down, 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 down. Okay, stop. All right, now take a look at it. If you need to move it or pull it, that's pretty straight.
Look good.
Yeah, you're good. You're fine. Make sure everything's seated. Make sure everything's in the modules. You should be good. All right, so once we're solid that that's where it is, this is what your silver Sharpie's for. See that the big line there? That's the bottom of that.
Okay.
So that's the bottom of your arrow. So you kind of look down it, like this is where my eye's getting blurry. This sucks. So if it lines up with directly underneath it, but touching it, that's what you're trying to do, okay? So then you're gonna grab one of your arrows.
Okay.
That's literally all we need this for. We will never use this again other than to mark how long of a piece of loop we're going to cut. We have one arrow. Perfecto. We're going to set that in here, mimicking touching that silver, and then you're going to want a little bit of gap above it. You do not want to physically touch the top. If you physically touch the top, you will have knock pinch and your arrow will draw back and do all kinds of weird shit. Okay, so that should be a good amount of gap right there. Okay, and from here, you're going to take 2 wraps of serving about this long, cut them off, and beeswax the I like to cut my loops at 4 3/8 to 4 1/2. At this stage, there is no such thing as too much wax. Move it up to 4 1/2, and then clip it a little bit shorter than that. Now, some of you will be familiar with this movement, and some of you have disappointed wives. So, do not touch them. Period.
You want it to ball up.
Yes. And there's a reason beyond that too. If you touch that while it's cooling and flatten it, you can now pull it through easier. So if you draw back and go, my loop broke, yeah, it's because you touched the balls and you didn't let them cool. Let that cool for at least a minute, and then grab your beeswax and wax the ever-loving And remember, you want to do this before you let it out. You'll feel it. If it shifts off something, you'll feel it go kunk.
Okay.
Right? That's your telltale. You're good. Yeah. Another week or two, we'll have 200. We're supposed to have 200. So see how we did. We might have gone too far, and that might be giving us a funny tear too. Let's see how close we are. From Matthews, you're never going to get closer than that. So our timing is good, which means now we would move the arrow rest down. But since we're here, time to take some measurements, I think. Do you have your old string? So we can figure out where your peep is. Okay, that's where it will be. Put your arrow on the bow. Load it in the rest. Okay, now there should be one measuring tape on one of these 3 stations.
Yep, so down to the top one. Yep.
Yes,
Right,
so pop that screw loose and then twist that knob down. And then we'll try it again. Move it down to there, tighten it back down, and move it. See what we get. We can always tune it to you. It's not something that's not impossible to do.
Yeah, but if we're switching top hats at this point, like,
Just shoot again. Open your hand up. Just let it do what it wants to do. Oh. So I would suggest not moving the top hats anymore and spend some time when you have free time working on your grip, because you're implementing it a little bit, and you'll see it move left to right. When you fire the same arrow out of a bow, don't change anything and your tear keeps changing, you're grabbing it a little different every time. So I would work on that. I don't think I would move it from where it is, because it's in the right spot. So put it back in the press, and we're going to cut your peep out and set your peep in and show you how to tie that in. Okay? Okay, getting dangerously close to the no line. Dangerously close. Okay, so you're still a little high. So I would try bringing it down a little bit more. And then if that doesn't do it, we probably need to move your loop up a little bit, which means we may have to retie it. So go through here, so bring that guy back up. Now I'm always keeping tension on this, right? I've never let go of it until right now. And put that under the peep, so it's going under. And then go through this center groove right here. And go around that like 2-3 times. Which that's what's going to keep the peep in the string when you shoot it. Now you're going to finish back down the other side. So you go through here, pull it tight, tuck it under the peep, and then from here you should actually be able to let it go and it doesn't go all over the place. And try to make this side about the same distance as the other, like about that much. We'll work our way down until it looks right, and then wrap over the top of it. Then pulling this direction, cinch it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to rotate to where you are. You can stay there, I'm going to be really close to you. If I feel you touch my backside, I'm going to swing. All right, so you go over and pull it back through the loop. Meanwhile, I still have tension here, okay? I'm never letting go of that tension. Count to 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lay the tail end back over, and what comes on here comes from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Give it a little tug. You see that little green that's in there? You pull on it, the green goes away, it gets tight. Got that one. a tight.
Done this a couple times.
Once or twice.
I could do that blindfolded. Not exaggerating. I have done it blindfolded. The only hard part is getting through here without being able to see the gaps. But if it's like a standard peep where you don't have to go through that, no problem. But it's probably hundreds of thousands of times, so. Now those are relatively in line with each other, so it should pull straight. It's just you clamp on the rail, not.
That's what I figured. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's always the rail. Well, and it should match that, right? And this sight is slave here to here. Okay. So we're just checking that it is. And you see that bubble looks just like that bubble?
Yep.
It means we don't actually need this at all.
Okay.
You just watch that and relate it to this one. So we can put that back on the one that didn't pop off. Should be a magnet somewhere. Even when you pop one off, you can actually do this with it and reset it. So that's what we're caring about, is that. And we need the black Allen wrench. Okay, so we need to find this screw right here, which should be this one, I think.
No, what axis are you adjusting?
We're adjusting the rail because the head and the rail are slave to each other on this site. So we need that, and that's not the right one.
So when you're talking about first, second, and third axis.
What do you need to run off on you?
The first and the second are attached to each other on this site. So you're moving both at the same time. The third is this. Perfecto.
Thank you, sir.
Almost finished for you.
Yep. Twist. Is that enough that we could probably just do it in the?
That's a loop,
in the
not a press move.
Okay.
Shoot it about 10-15 times.
Okay.
And see if it gets better or worse. It's going to turn one way or the other.
Yeah. After it settles.
And then if we need to rotate it, we will.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so what I'm trying to do is just get a little bit heavier arrow, but my FOC is like 17 right now.
Okay.
But the whole arrow's 402.
Okay.
I know I could probably put a wrap. I want to.
Kurt, how much heavier are you trying to get?
I don't know. I mean, because
What's,
right now.
what arrow is this?
This is the 5.0.
So you're shooting 5.0 and
Yeah.
300 spine?
This is the 340.
340, okay.
Yep.
All right.
And right now it's at 309 is what I just shot it out there.
Okay. And why do you want it heavier?
Uh-huh.
I'm asking, why do you want it heavier?
A little bit, I don't know, honestly.
I wouldn't want it heavier. I think you're
No.
running a great setup.
Okay.
Honestly.